Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Peekskill Annsville Trail Preserve. It's a very exciting day. I want to welcome the county executive and all the other dignitaries who have traveled to Peekskill today. It's a big day today, not only for our opening of the Annsville Trail, but also CDBG Day. We're looking to continue that program, hopefully, and we'll talk about that in a minute, how important that is to the city of Peekskill and to the county. I'm sure the county executive will expand on that. Today is a day where we're going to officially open up this area. And just to explain a little bit about where we are here in the city of Peekskill, it's called the Annsville Trail Preserve. It's on the northernmost area of our waterfront. It's really the northern connector that we're going to be putting into the town of Cortlandt as the Riverwalk is completed in Westchester. And we're very proud in Peekskill to have almost 2/3 of our waterfront already accessible to that Riverwalk. And with the redevelopment that we're planning to start soon on the waterfront, we hope to be fully walkable from the southern to the most northern part of Peekskill. So we're very happy about that, and we're very, very proud to have that distinction. We've been working very hard at it. Joining us also today are other people here. We have members of the City Council. We have members of the DEC and others here who will be saying a few words about how important this project is. And just to give you a little idea of how much of a partnership this has going on here in the city of Peekskill, this is a 4-year plan that we put together. We still have one more section to do, which I'll talk about in a second. But because of the county's contribution of almost $200,000 through the CDBG program, we also have 5 grants from the DEC Estuary program. We also have 4 from the Greenway, Hudson River Improvement Fund, and the city of Peekskill obviously has put our 2 cents into this. And it all comes down to almost a $900,000 project. 75% of that has been paid for by grants. The rest has been done by the city in kind as well as cash. The state of New York has been a very big part of this. The governor obviously has taken this under his wing, opening up as much open space as he can throughout the state. But in Peekskill, he was here a couple years ago when we opened up the upper trail. The lower trail now, with the county's help, having the entranceway, having this parking area, the lower trail, and the gate as you came in, you saw the beautiful gate that will be demarking this area. So we're very excited about the opportunity to now let the public in here on a daily basis with their cars to come down, enjoy the fishing pier, picnic, and just enjoy the waterfront the way we like to do here in the city of Peekskill. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to our county executive, Andy Spano, to say a few words, and we're going to have George Oros speak for himself, as well as Congresswoman Sue Kelly. And we're going to have Mark Moran, the regional director of DEC, also say a few words. County executive.
Thank you, Mayor. I can't tell you how good I feel just being here. I've never been to this particular part of Peekskill, but it's just gorgeous. And it's just a good example of how important Riverwalk is and how important the CDBG funds are. They form a base of many projects just like this throughout the county. Peekskill has received, I think, something like $16 million out of that fund over a number of years. And we've worked very closely with them. But with the completion of the Annsville Trail, the 46-mile Riverwalk will have now 26 miles completed. There's another 20 to go. And as most other things, it's the toughest 20. So we'll be coming along. But to put it in perspective, we are trying to link Riverwalk with New York City eventually, so that you would be able to go from the Battery all the way to the tip of Peekskill. And the governor has proposed a trail going all the way to Saratoga County. So if everyone's wish and vision is fulfilled, you could have a trail going from the Battery all the way up to Saratoga County along the Hudson River, which would be incredible. And it would be there for generations to come. Something that should have been started probably 300 years ago, but unfortunately we have to undo a lot before we get this done. I just want to say a little bit about the funding of this. First, it's the kind of thing that CDBG motivates. It motivates not only a project like this, but it motivates the cooperation and inclusion of other funds. such as we're getting for this particular project from the state and other areas and the locality. And there's an attempt right now to cut this fund by 20%. And this fund has been responsible. You know, if you just looked at Peekskill, you could talk about homes, you can talk about streetscapes, you could talk about parks and playgrounds and fields, all that out of CDBG funds. So what we're asking people today on CDBG Day is to call Congress people, call people you know that are involved in Washington. I know the state's getting involved in this. I'm the president of the County Executives of America. We're doing this all across the country. We're trying to make sure that everyone in Washington knows how important these funds are. So if you could help us do that, we could do more of this. And I want to say that to you, John, I've said this before, that Peekskill is one of the best places for me to work with. It's been a pleasure over the past almost 9 years working with Peekskill and getting things done, no matter whether it's with the Democrats or Republicans. It's great to know we have a program like this where we don't have to worry about what party you're in. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As the county executive said, this is a very important program for the city of Peekskill, and the reason we get so much of the CDBG funding because we have an excellent staff in the city who work very hard to make these projects happen. Many of them are here today, the planning department, the controller's office, the city clerk's office. Many people work very, very hard at this on a day in and day out basis to make sure that we get not only our fair share, but some of other people's shares too, as they don't use them. We always have a project ready to go. We always have an idea that's just needs some funding, and we seem to always get it done. Just down the road from here at the riverfront on your way out, I would recommend stopping by the riverfront, and you'll see a beautiful brand new playground system put up in there, also part of this program. So we're very happy to be able to work with the county, and the staff that we have is exemplary here in the city of Peekskill, and that's why we get so much done. And we also have a great county legislator who helps us get these things done as well, who represents us down in the County Board of Legislators, George Oros.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I want to pick up on what the county executive said in terms of how important this program is in lobbying Washington. One person we don't have to lobby is our own Congresswoman Sue Kelly. Unfortunately, she cannot be here today. She's in Washington. However, I think you should note, and the county executive touched upon this too, about bipartisanship. This program was in jeopardy about, I guess it was maybe 3 or 5 years ago. 3 years ago. And at Sue Kelly's invitation, the county executive and I went down on the shuttle and testified before a subcommittee she chaired about the importance of community development block grant money and how much it means to communities like Peekskill as well as other communities throughout Westchester County like Portchester, Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, and so many other areas. Not only the urban areas, but a lot of our suburban communities as well use community development block grant money. And I think the mayor stole some of my thunder. You know, you do have a bunch of vultures in your planning department. It's like Norma must see them flying over any unspent CDBG money. And they swoop down there and take it out from other communities that for whatever reason can't follow through or can't use it. But, you know, it's easy for me to get a press release whenever money is released for CDBG. But the reality is it's the hard work of the staff both at the county planning department and at the city of Peekskill, and from the mayor on down in Peekskill. It is easy to work with this city and this city council and this mayor. It's tremendous. And I want to commend County Executive Spano. When he first got elected, just as Governor Pataki had this tremendous vision of a greenway along the Hudson River, County Executive Spano was very early on board in that process. And any time a community is involved with something along the river, if there is any connection that involves Westchester County, one of the things that we insist upon is access to the river, keeping the riverfront green, and making sure this greenway continues. We're also working very hard on the old Putnam right-of-way to also provide a trailway through the middle portion of Westchester County. So these are very important things, not necessarily maybe for me and the folks here, but for our children and our grandchildren, so that as they grow older, they still have this access to this beautiful river and this walkway. And, you know, maybe my grandchildren will be able to take that walk from Battery Park up to Saratoga County, thanks to the vision of Governor Pataki and of County Executive Spano and so many others. So On behalf of Sue Kelly, who couldn't be here, and on behalf of myself and my colleagues on the Westchester County Board of Legislators, I want to add that each of them have been extremely supportive in this Community Development Block Grant Program and have been very helpful in making sure that every community gets their fair share. But I am proud to say Peekskill gets more than their fair share. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Mayor Testa. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, George. I appreciate it. We have, as I was mentioning before, a number of partners that we have on many of our projects, none bigger than the New York State DEC, and they've been very good to us, and we work very closely with them. We have Mark Moran here, the Regional Director, who will say a few words, please, on behalf of New York State DEC. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. It's truly a pleasure to be here, and I'll take the liberty of speaking not just for the Department of Environmental Conservation, but for all of our state partners, the Hudson River Greenway and Department of State and the Parks Department and so many others who participate in projects, this project and other projects in Peekskill and beyond, as partners not only with each other, but with communities, with county governments, with not-for-profit and community groups, to try to achieve exactly what Peekskill has achieved here. If ever a wise investment was made in state money, you're looking at it. You know, this was a difficult project that took many years, lots of planning, lots of perseverance by, among others, mostly by the city of Peekskill and the staff and the residents to achieve what you have today and what people will enjoy for many, many years. That's really what it's all about. I think that's clearly been Governor Pataki's vision for this site and many, many other sites up and down the Hudson River. And it's great to participate in the early stages. It's great to help along the way. It's really great to be at the end of the road when the goal has been accomplished. And I congratulate everyone for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And just to put a closing remarks, just to say that I want to thank everyone again. I want to thank the county executive for taking the time to come to Peekskill again and to be here today, and everyone else who has helped us in this project and will be continuing to help us in other projects, and the staff and everyone who has made this a possibility. And now to the community here in Peekskill, it's going to be open. We're going to have, even with the wind, some kind of a little official ribbon cutting here to make this an official opening for the Annsville area, so that we can make sure our citizens can come here every day and enjoy another spot, almost 4 acres along the Hudson River. Thank you very much.